Hey y'all, sorry I'm late, but we have a storm coming in, and when I have a storm coming in, it makes it really, really hard on my Wi-Fi. So it would let me do like the chat and stuff like that, but it wouldn't like upload anything or put my. It basically just wouldn't work. It just wanted to let me type. So I do apologize. I'm trying to get better on being late. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but for some reason I can't get it together. It's like every night I'm like shuffling around just trying to get everything started. But I see that we do have somebody backstage, so hello there.
What's
What's
going
going
on?
on?
Oh, nothing much. Just sitting here. What are you doing?
I thought I'd
Thought
hop
I'd
on up
hop on
here.
up here.
I know. See, it's open panel all the time. So see, anybody else? How are you doing?
Oh, I
I
can't
can't
complain, you know?
now.
You can't complain. You always complain.
Only on
Only on
Mondays.
Mondays.
Only on Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I've been.
So, how was your
How was
week?
your week?
Oh, my week has been fantastic. I'm. We're gonna do facts and fiction tonight. So you picked a good night.
Fact or
Fact or
fiction?
fiction?
Okay, are we
Okay, are
going to
we
play a
gonna play
game?
a game?
Yes, we are. We're gonna play a big old game.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
um, I'm trying to get my phone to let me upload everything.
Hello,
So
chat.
let's.
How's
How's
everybody
everybody
doing?
doing?
Everybody's doing good. Let's see. We were in a live today, and um, forgot whose live I was in. Oh well. Anyway, it was good. It was good. But dang that lightning! I swear, y'all, if I get kicked off, look, I got kicked off my own live stream last night, and it was a good live stream. And I can't tell if you're there or not. Hello.
I'm
I'm
here. I
here.
just
I
don't
just
know how
don't
to
know how to
fix the
fix the
echo.
echo.
Oh, well, it's not echoing on our end. Is it echoing for y'all?
Somebody said
Somebody
that
said
I'm
that I'm
echoing.
echoing.
Oh, well, I don't know because it's not echoing for me. Am I echoing? And why do I have a breaking news up there in the left corner?
Is that
Is
better?
that better?
Chat, is that better?
Breaking
Breaking
news.
news.
Yeah, it says breaking news. What the heck is that?
I see
I see
that.
that.
Why is it doing that? Man. Hey, we got rid of the breaking news. Now we're yelling green like Ukraine.
He is
He is
echoing
echoing.
He is echoing.
me.
Okay. Well, see, you're not echoing to me. Do you want to come out and come back in?
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus
I don't
didn't
know
do
how to
that
I
to
don't
do
you.
know how
that.
to do that.
Oh, you don't know how? Let me see. Hang on. Okay, sit still and let me see if I can fix it. Now say something.
Okay, is that
Okay, is that
better?
better?
Is that better? Boy, I tell you what, that delay kills me. Are we still echoing? Oh, now I'm echoing. Okay. Wow. Okay, then. So let's go in here to settings, settings, audio. But look at me go. I'm not getting all that now.
I'm not echoing now.
How about me? What? Echo, echo, echo? Just a little. Okay. So which one? Okay. Am I echoing?
I guess we can live with that.
Okay, you can live with that. Well, good deal, because that's all you're gonna get. Is I did the echo stop. Now
Me
both
too.
echo.
Now
Okay,
both
well,
are. Jesus.
boy, they're a hard crowd tonight.
I know.
Let's go back in here to settings, audio,
No,
show advanced
neither
audio.
neither echoing now. Okay.
Oh, neither echoing.
Okay. Good deal.
Hey, look at me go. I fixed it. Yay me.
Go, Nina.
So is it hot in Texas?
Oh, you know it. It's about
I swear
94 today.
Alabama's melting into the Gulf.
You said you are having some storms. Did they roll
Yeah, it's
through
thundering
this
and
one?
lightning. And my Wi-Fi, I've got Xfinity Wi-Fi, and when I looked up and saw that it didn't have the little arrow going up and down, I was like, no, not right now, not right now. We are technical support informants. See there, there you go. So now I'm going to see if it's going to let me upload anything. So that means you get to entertain the chat.
All right, crowd. How's it going tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. You know, I really don't have a clue what Nina has in store, but it looks like fact or fiction. Since we mostly deal in facts, I'm sure some of the fiction is going to be some outlandish stuff that has to deal with different theories and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, you know it.
I mean,
Okay, well,
so
let's see if it'll go. We're going to start out, of course, we're going to start out with a song. We're going to break out in song. This one, okay, I like this one, I think. Mhm.
y'all like my picture better now?
It cut it off. Why would it do that? Oh,
Do
well.
you know who? Do you know who that guy is in my picture?
That is that guy that went to law school with that girl in Athens, Georgia, and he fell out and almost fainted when they did the interview, and he found out that they had found the body.
Yeah, Stephen McDaniel,
That's who that would be.
Koberger's little twin. Nina just vanished. I don't know where she went, y'all. So thank y'all so much for being here and supporting Nina tonight. Um, I know it's not easy to navigate this stream because I'm sitting here wondering what to do because I don't use Restream. I use StreamYard, so I don't have a clue what's going on as far as the toggle switches are going on. Um, all right, I'm here. I'm here. If you don't know about Stephen McDaniel, he was one of the individuals that supposedly did the most infamous interview, like Nina said. He was searching for the person that was missing, and come to find out, he was the one that killed her. He was the one that was stalking her. He lived right next door to her. They were both law students, and so they were doing an interview with him, and then the reporters like they got a gust of wind, and they said she told him, "Hey, did you know that they found the body in the trash can, part of a torso?" And he literally, like, the blood drained from his face because he knew he was cooked. You know.
See, I am not one to give up. I am back.
All right,
You know,
perseverance, perseverance.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever go prime time. I mean, this is just craziness. Okay, so let's see, man. There's so much that I want to talk about. So much, so much. Um, I can't share YouTube videos because I can't. I don't have a share it button on here. Um, but and plus two, I guess I don't want to because I don't want to be. I don't want to call a creator out specifically. Um, but I know last night in my live, I was actually talking about the DNA and the IgG and some of the miscommunications and stuff like that that is happening because I think people are getting confused over the biological and the analytical and it being, going from the biological whatever cells or blood or whatever into a file. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I caught
And
some of your live last night. You were very calm about everything you were saying, so you were in a chill mood last night.
and it was going so good. I mean, I didn't even pay. I mean, I was up there by myself. It was just flowing, and all of a sudden it said, "App closed." What? And look, after that, I even came back and we started again. And I kept my composure and everything. And just like right now, I'm not going to let it bother me that I was late and everything's going wrong and everything. And if it won't let me upload anything,
Right.
then we're just going to talk about it.
I'm sure that we have enough knowledge between us both that we can sit here and wing it without an
Right.
upload.
But one of the things I've got like little videos that I've took the time to download and everything that I thought maybe could explain it a little better than I could. I mean, you know that this is the hill I'll die on, you know, and
Well, email them to me and I'll
oh, you
put
can
them up on
control
the
it.
screen for you.
The problem,
Well,
yeah,
email
you
them to
could.
me.
I've got it set to where my guests they can control everything on here.
I know, but I don't
I
have the
don't either. It
videos.
won't let me upload them to here.
Well, send it to my
Okay, well,
email and
you
I'll
you entertain that
upload
little
them.
chat down there. You want a
Guys,
subject to
I'm not
talk
trying
about, or you
to.
want to talk about you needing a haircut?
I'm gonna talk about the IgG stuff because I heard a little bit about what you were saying and I
Okay.
understand it a little bit. Um, as far as the IgG, what we've been hearing a lot lately is one of the biggest misconceptions is the profile grew in size. And this was a misconception that individuals have whenever they talk about the IgG because to they don't have an understanding of the process. So when it grew in size, that didn't mean that the sample grew in size. The analytical portion of it grew in size, and you know, it's interesting. It's interesting to know that as we've talked about this IgG, which was only a tip, and it's always been a tip. It's never been meant to be used for anything else. Even the prosecution came out and stated they weren't even going to use the IgG in the trial. So I guess that has kind of upset a lot of people because they feel that the IgG was gathered unethically, maybe corrupted, maybe in a nefarious way. So, um, you know, I want to know why people are taking what retired agent put on. He saw the quadruple. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, Phoenix. I saw that episode earlier. Um, he did talk about working on the Koberger case. He said he got taken off, and then he said he solved a quadruple homicide with the SIM card of a vehicle. As we know, many of us have done research on that. We've sat on my panel for a long time and even discussed that. Um, the 2015 Hyundai Elantra does not have a SIM card. As much as I'm versed on it, I mean, I've never heard it has a SIM card, because that was one of the areas that we were deep diving early on, and I've never heard of it.
No,
Have
it
you,
does not.
Nina?
And as a matter of fact, last night I looked it up, and even okay, it's actually not a SIM card. It's actually just like the navigation and the hands free and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
in 2021, Hyundai, they discontinued like the what's it called, the Blue Link that's in, yeah, I think it's Blue Link or something like that that's in Hyundai. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and plus before they disabled it, you had to opt into that version. And we've got his Carfax and all that. And plus there's a sticker on his window, and you can look up that and
Right.
everything. But no, he didn't have any kind of Bluetooth or any kind of navigational or nothing like that.
And you know what's interesting also, Nina, is that, we were looking for that kind of like the black
Right.
box, right? Because we were interested in thinking, well, if he had a SIM card, that would be able to show his navigational route. And I think it drove us crazy for a
Right.
while. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about that for a long time. I think Jeff and I even entertained that conversation at one point.
Oh, Sirius Black. I don't use she's talking about the names being back to normal. I use
Yeah,
Restream. I don't use what's that, StreamYard? And I think I think it's
StreamYard. Yeah.
StreamYard that's doing the names. They're put
I mean, I've heard recently, Phoenix. I've heard that from a lot of people that possibly he didn't even turn his phone off.
well now it is
You know,
proven that he manually turned his phone off.
is that
That's
fact or fiction?
that 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 is fact.
See, I don't know how to put people's comments on the
Yeah,
stage.
that's what
So
I'm trying
Jeff,
to.
Jeff,
So
okay,
okay, so let's see. They had to opt in, yes, or pay for the subscription. But then in 2021, all except for the 2000, the little Genesis sports car. Did y'all know I used to have one of those? First year the Hyundai Genesis came out, I got one of those. I loved that little thing.
yeah,
Anyway,
his car did look the basic
yes.
model, but the outside didn't. I mean, the outside didn't, but the inside did. I mean, it was weird. But do you think that he had like Spotify or anything on his phone that could have been registering
Well, see,
offline?
the thing
Because
about it is
Spotify.
he was on Yik Yak, and
Oh,
see Yik
okay.
Yak. Okay,
What is
Yik
that?
Yak is like it's a social media, but what it is college kids use it because it hooks you. It's a 5 mile radius. It doesn't hook you. It doesn't hook you to anybody unless they're within 5 miles. And
Okay.
so, but it updates if your phone's off. It updates. It updates constantly. You know, and so I know that they have some really extensive Yik Yak warrants from. Okay, the 700 and something page warrants that got dropped one day, and it was all the Fed warrants and all that. Okay, it's
Yes.
in that stack. Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
I mean, how do you feel about the continuance not being granted? Were
oh
you happy
yeah,
about that?
yeah, I'm really glad about that because I mean, I'm mostly happy about it for the families. I mean,
Right.
it's time
Right.
for them to, it's time for them to start getting. And I know that there's not really. I mean, if you be honest about it, there's not any real justice or real closure. The only thing that could do it for the families would be give their kids back, and that's not going to happen. But
Right.
anyway, it can give them at least the direction of some type of healing.
I mean, I'm glad that he went that direction because it need to get to trial already. I believe that all the stuff that she was doing, even with wanting the gag order, was stalling. Because the longer that she's able to stall, theoretically, the longer he stays alive, right?
Right.
I mean, he doesn't go to prison. He doesn't go to prison.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing about it is right now, all she's doing is trying to preserve life.
Right. That's
Right.
all she's doing.
And if you think about
Yeah. I
it, if
mean,
she, I do not, with the continuance not happening, I don't think there's any way death penalty's coming off the table. I
yeah.
mean,
How about the alternative
yeah, I mean,
perpetrator?
when he turned down the continuance and the alternate perpetrator, I was like, y'all can hang it up. Death penalty ain't coming off that table. And
Yeah.
PKC says that Yak is basically a stalker's app. Because it is. This is within 5 miles. I mean, So let's see, Rondi PK. Yeah, the name thing was annoying. Luckily for me, I would get confused about which one showed up in chat. So what I did when I made my channel was I put both names for the name and the screen name. So mine
Oh,
never did
okay.
mess.
Maybe I need to go change
Yeah,
mine
because
on
what it's doing is it's putting their
on,
whatever you got for
on
your name
YouTube.
and not your channel name.
Right. That makes sense. They're trying to stop that alternative um, accounts where people can go in and make like
Right,
20 accounts and then go add 20 likes and all
right.
that.
Or, like Jeff H., he has those 20 accounts. Jeff H., I need some hours. Can you please go to your 20 accounts and just play all my videos on each account? You can even turn the sound down.
I, I see you're already up to 700 and something, Nina.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It it's it's hard.
You're telling me.
I
You're telling
mean,
me.
but that's okay.
Hey, I'm gonna be that creator and be like, without me getting Nina to 1,000 subscribers, she would never be anything
I
on
know that's
YouTube.
right.
Isn't that isn't that shitty? Isn't that shitty? You worked your butt off for every sub you've
Well,
earned.
the thing about it is I'm glad that I didn't wake up one day and have a video that went viral and had 10,000 subscribers, not knowing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
the the subs that I have, bless their hearts, they have been so patient. They have been so understanding. I mean, because man, I have been a train wreck up here at sometimes.
That's part of the entertainment, though, Nina. You just never know what you're gonna get. I mean, sometimes people tune in for
This is
that.
true. Hell, they
You
tune
never know
in.
what you're gonna
They tune
get.
in now just to see if I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, is Nina gonna be there tonight,
Honey,
or is
last
she
night I had it
not?
streaming on on two of them. I was like, okay,
Jesus.
I don't know. It was the night before. I was like, okay, there's nobody in here. Well, come to find out, they were over on the other one.
But you know what's funny too, and I like that you're laughing about it. What's funny is I used to do the same thing, Nina. Jeff and I used to go live about this time because there was no
Yes.
pressure. There's no pressure. Like if people do come in, most of the time they're not from this
Well, I mean,
country.
the thing about it too is, this late at night, you're not expecting the professional creator and stuff like that, which I'll tell anybody, if you're expecting a prim and proper get up there and do it like a newscaster or reporter, then you're in the wrong spot because that's not me. I'll
Right.
get up here and I'll wing it.
So let's start the
Okay,
game,
so here's
Nina.
the game. We're going to do fact and fiction. Hey, Chloe. I'm just now getting through the. How many hours do I need 300 hours. 300 hours.
You
Oh,
got it. You got it.
okay, so there's some content creators that are, you know what? You can download stuff. Here, here's what I need you to do. And I want everybody to know this is not trying to call any creator out. This is in no way any disrespect to a creator. This is in no way me trying to be the YouTube police. This is me responding, not even responding. No, we're not going to play. We're not going to play it. But anyway, there's some creators out there that think that the IgG and the DNA is all messed up because, somebody has put it out there that there wasn't enough, so they took some of his dad's and added to it. Then Ann Taylor wants to do the word salad of, oh yeah, and when they got it back, it was doubled in size, and she's trying to feed all the rabbits and make them eat and everything with her word salad, and they're just eating it up. And I can't blame them if you do not and I'm not going to say understand it because it is complicated. And the only reason that I understand it is because I do too much damn research.
Well, also, some people don't actually read the document. They go into a stream, hide out in the bushes, listen what the creator says, try to recreate what the creator said, and then add their own spin to it. And that's
That's
their
what we got
research.
Jeff H2. I'm gonna watch your
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch your live with all my different accounts.
So what's the
Okay,
question?
so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I can. Okay, shoot. I really wanted to play my videos, but I'll go. Look, Eddie Van Halen's in here. I bet they're following Jeff. Oh, that is Jeff, isn't it? Okay. So have I spoke to everybody? If I hadn't spoke to you, if I at least put your thing up there so I know it, so you know that I know that you are here. Wow. Oh my gosh, my name's Stevie. Y'all, we can just sit here and entertain ourselves with with Jeff's names. Who the hell is my name is Stevie? I know it's Jeff, but why Stevie?
I think it's Stevie
Oh,
Irwin.
okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's see. Hang on. Video has unsupported format. What the hell does that mean?
It means that it's not in an MP3 or a WAV file. It means that
It's a
it's
screen recording. I
in another.
stole it.
But you have to make it a. It's probably a JPEG.
Jesus, Bahoney. This is just craziness.
Just ask the question. Play it for yourself and ask the question.
Okay, so here's the facts. The facts is there's nothing nefarious that happened with the IgG. There's nothing nefarious that happened with the DNA. Okay? They did everything by the book. The three of the videos that I was going to play are little snippets of the Idaho State Forensics Lab. They are number 13 in the world.
Do y'all know 13 in the world? I mean, as far as a lab goes, they're number 13. And I don't see, you don't get to number 13 being a forensics lab by doing crappy work.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
I mean, that's the world. That's not the United States. That's the whole flat earth. Uh-oh. Serious. Serious, you scratched a CD. Okay, yes, it's not law. Thank you. See, this is what I need. And okay, yes. Do I wish that they had not gone into the whole GEDmatch database? I do wish they hadn't have. But sometimes they have to make a decision on the safety of a community and getting someone off the streets that has gone in and killed 4 people, or staying true to terms of service. Now, I'm sorry, in that case, screw terms of service. Let's go get the killer. Does it look good to the public? No. Should, if they can get by with it, they should never do it. But I think in the case of 4 students that are completely innocent, 2 of them getting killed in their sleep, I think that would justify going against some terms of service.
I remember watching a video of my own that I did earlier where I mentioned that IGG has solved over 600 cases
Yes, it's
alone
like 2 a week.
by using that. So
That's what I'm saying is, I
are
mean,
you gonna are you gonna continue with the 50% success rate, or are you gonna try to swing for the fence?
and the thing about it is there is so many cases that are 10, we'll say on a, 10 years would be not as many as some of them. But the thing about it is they didn't play around with this case, y'all. As soon as nothing came through on CODIS, they went straight to the IGG. And doing it that fast, I kudos to them. They didn't pussyfoot around and let those families and the community sit there and wonder for 12 years.
Well, you do have an understanding, right, that they had that car within the first 24 hours based on what we know about
Oh,
the
you mean that green car?
DD driver now. No, the white car. The white car with the bushy
Yeah.
eyebrow dude.
And the thing about it, y'all, is he was going to get caught regardless. I mean, things had already happened that if they had not done that, he was caught anyway. If he had not left the sheath, he was caught. So, I mean, yeah, screw the terms of service. I mean, we'll deal with the terms of service later, because that means that all that can happen is my heritage can sue them in some kind of business court or whatever. I don't know if that would be civil court. I don't think that'd be civil, but whatever kind of court, then go sue the FBI. You know, when did we get ice cream? Sirius wants to know when we got ice cream. I think Sirius has bumped her head. She's got ice cream. FBI would have had him in a few weeks. Exactly.
I agree. I agree
Okay,
wholeheartedly.
so
Because, I mean, people don't, they're so fixated on Dylan and Bethany, they don't understand that there was more evidence outside the home than inside the home at that point. They were already had the white vehicle based on the camera footage,
well, I mean,
right?
you got to stop and consider that. I mean, there are people that know him, that know what kind of person he is personally,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure that they're like, my brother, my son, my nephew, my uncle, my friend, my boyfriend, whoever he might have been to somebody, he drives a white car. He lives 10 miles from there. He's a fucking psycho. Psycho. So, excuse me, a freaking psycho. Maybe I might want to think
You
about,
don't
could that be?
you don't need to censor yourself.
I
Say it.
mean,
Say it.
but think about it. If you know him and you know what kind of person he is, and you're sitting there, he's 10 miles from it. It didn't happen till he got out there. Blah, 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 blah. And oh, yeah, by the way, I remember about 7 months ago, he was carrying around a K-bar knife. I mean, it's not rocket science, y'all. Okay, so here we're going to go to, okay, I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit because some of this stuff's really agitated me. So I'm going to ask the chat and I'm going to ask you. So there are two male DNA, two things of blood from males on the banister going from the second floor to the first. There's DNA in the glove. There's 3 DNAs under Maddie's fingernails. Okay. Now, if any of those DNA samples had the potential of freeing Koberger tomorrow, don't you think Ann Taylor and her team would be standing on their heads every day in front of any judge they could get in front of any court they could get in front of, jumping up and down on top of their heads, telling them to get him out of jail, that this DNA, blah, blah, blah.
Fact.
So they're not doing that. We're still going on with a trial. We're still trying to do an alternate perpetrator. So if it's not powerful enough to his defense team to be jumping up and down and calling God if they have to, then obviously it's not going to make that big of a difference. Do
Yeah.
y'all agree with
He would have never declined a speedy trial if he was
that
innocent.
too? That too, okay? But it seems like to me that there are people that are more offended by the DNA, other DNA samples, than his defense team is. And it's like, well, she's a crappy lawyer, or she would have this, or she would have that. Y'all, she is a death penalty lawyer. I don't think you get that title by being a crappy attorney.
And she works for the state.
And I mean, the thing about it is, y'all, she knows he's guilty. I mean, she's got all the evidence.
So would you still be trying, Nina, if you knew that your client
I
was
would be
guilty?
doing exactly 110% what Ann Taylor and her team is doing. And that would be getting ready for the sentencing part of this, going through the mitigation, and possibly saving his life with the Eighth Amendment.
What the hell type of
Well, I
background
don't
is
know, but
this?
it sure is glistening. You got some sparklies. I mean, that's all she can do. And that, to me, that's another thing you hear is they need to stop worrying about the sentencing phase. No, y'all, that's what they need to be concentrating on, is the sentencing phase, because it's their only shot of maybe saving his life, or it's their only shot of maybe an appeal. Well, I mean, if he gets found guilty, he gets automatic appeals anyway. But the thing about it is, the things, I mean, she's not, she's, if they will watch the defense team, they will see that some of the stuff that they are putting out there, and maybe it's not disinformation, maybe it's not misinformation, maybe it's misunderstanding on their part.
You know, a fiction area that I have, and I spoke on this last night, is when people have that notion that, well, as soon as this hearing comes up, this is going to be the hearing that proves his innocence. As soon as this lawyer jumps in, she's going to be the one that shows everybody they've been wrong. As soon as Cy Ray jumps in, he's going to be the one to show everybody they're
Sire,
wrong.
oh my gosh.
As soon as we go to trial, the defense is going to tear up the prosecution. That's not how it works. It's
And y'all,
not.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If anybody thinks that Ann Taylor or Masseth is foolish enough to go in there and try to tear down Dylan and Bethany, they're crazy. Those are mothers, okay? They may be defense attorneys, but I can guarantee you that that mother's heart and that mother's bone is going to have some empathy for those girls.
Mm-hmm.
So for anybody that thinks that they're just going to go in there and tear them down like they're nothing, I'm sorry, y'all. I think you may be sadly mistaken because it's not going to be anything like that.
So is that fiction?
Yes, that's the fact is that somebody's going to be disappointed that they didn't get tore down. That's the fact. The fiction is they're not going to go in there and bully them. You mother faker.
What is
Somebody's a
that?
mother faker.
What is that noise?
Oh, that was Moo. That's my little 17-year-old Chihuahua, and he's in his room, and he wants me in there with him, and he screams like I'm beating him.
It sounded like you were, Nina.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he screams like a bitch.
I'm gonna call the whatever you call it,
You know,
ASPCA or whatever.
I've actually been afraid that my neighbors or somebody would hear him. Okay, so Cyrene. So we all know that the god Cyrene for some people, um, that he has had some problems in some courts, right? And so
Hmm.
I'm watching last night, and after they take away the alternate perpetrator and they don't do the continuance, then this is what is said. Then they're just going to have to do the Daubert standard. I'm like, what? Now, for anybody that does not know, that is like where you go in and they just, if it would be like the higher court or somebody. Chloe, tell me if I'm saying this right. The way I understand it is the standard is like that your scientific method that you're being an expert witness of is scientific enough to be, is true and real. And that's how he got thrown off of some of the courts was he didn't pass the Daubert standard with whatever his Duma Felici thing is. And so I'm like, wait a minute. So for the DNA expert and everybody that the state is wanting to call, you want them to now call for the Daubert standard. Do you realize that y'all's GPS god or whatever he is didn't pass the Daubert standard? There's your fact.
Well, here's fiction for you, Nina.
Okay.
There's still creators out there that are talking about the motions and limine, and we're about to go to trial. They have no clue that we've moved on from that.
Oh, well, they just need to sit down then. Okay, here's some fact. We have moved on from the lemonies.
Yes. We're not in the suppression hearings. We're not in any of those type areas where no matter what you believe, it's not going to impact anything about the trial going forward. One thing that cracks me up is all these people that supposedly wrote Ann Taylor, they didn't do her anything but disjustice because she's been shot down
Right.
every damn motion. So she
Yeah, I
really
think
was listening.
I saw a comment somewhere yesterday. It said maybe Ann Taylor needs to call Pav. Because look, let me tell y'all about Pavioli. And now Pavioli, you know that's my pet name for you, so I'm not being up here being all mean and everything. You're a fantastic storyteller. But look, since everything sort of, that alternate perpetrator and everything, guess he solved the case last night, y'all, and guess who it is? It's the people that are in prison for life. Now, ain't that convenient? They already in prison. They already in there for life, or at least 25 years. So they're the ones that did it.
So does he not understand that if they were culpable, that they would be able to be brought before the and charged?
I guess Ann and her team didn't listen to him. She must have missed their telepathic conversations.
Rondi said one creator sent her flowers. That reminds me of the Bruno Mars song. I should have sent her flowers.
Well, Ann Taylor's up there. She can buy her own flowers.
She would. Somebody said that she was making $8,000 a week. Nina.
It's like $200 an hour or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the best she can do. I
I
mean,
mean,
at least she doesn't
I'll
have a lot
take
to work.
8,000 a week. Shit.
I mean,
Right now, I'll
obviously
take
she.
500 a week.
I mean, obviously she doesn't have much to work with. She did the best she could, right?
I
Give
mean,
her.
damn, she can't even look through the dang discovery.
I just, I just think that whenever she gets up there to speak, the last two hearings, she's gone really Millie Mouse on the on the mic. She is no longer that forceful, in your face. This is what I want. She is really Millie Mouse right now. You know.
And that's the thing about it, though, is does that not show people something? No. Do you know what it shows? Here's some fiction that Judge Hippler is so biased and so against Ann Taylor that she's got her tail between her legs because she can't win with him and he is just a terrible judge, needs to be kicked off the bench and everything else. And, God knows, I can't believe that they put Hippler on a death penalty case when he's nothing but a business judge.
Oh, Viviana solved that case. I mean, she spoke on that earlier.
I mean, come on, y'all. They, the Supreme Court appointed him. So I guess that some of the creators on YouTube know better than the Supreme Court of Idaho.
Didn't they take it before the Supreme Court to?
Okay, what happened was when Judge Judge Chloe, you're down there, so correct me if I'm wrong. But when Judge Judge granted the where they moved the trial, yeah, the change of venue.
Yeah.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, he turned it over to the Idaho Supreme Court for them to choose the location. He approved the change, but they chose the location.
No, I'm talking about very early on where she was
Oh
trying to
yeah,
get
I've
the
got a
death
copy of that.
penalty, where she
Yes,
was
yes,
trying to get the death penalty removed, and she went all the way to the Supreme Court with it, and they
yes, and they
denied
turned her
it.
down. And they turned her down.
Right. So if that doesn't tell people, that should have told people right there, hey,
Well, the Supreme Court's in on it too. Damn,
well, hell, all of Idaho's in on it.
all those hoes.
They are a bunch of inbreds after all, aren't they? According to a creator.
Okay, so I've read. Yes, it was Colorado, but now, okay, Colorado kicked him, like booted him out of it. They wouldn't even let him testify. But then there was two others that he testified, and then the judge came back and was like, "You're not credible because of the peer, peer. They're supposed to have some kind of peer something with that or something." But anyway, he talked out of his butt
Right.
and said that he was like a engineer and all this, and he's not an engineer. Fact, we have moved past the alternate suspects. Amen. Can we please put to rest? Oh my gosh. Poor little Showalter, poor little Jack D, poor little Adam. Heck, even the little grocery store guy. Can we please leave them alone?
Well, don't you know everybody's in cahoot? Even, that's why Emma and Demetrius and the little dude that drowned in the river or in that little lake pond area, they were all in on it. That's how it all started.
It couldn't be that he was drunk and fell and hit his head and it knocked him out and he laid there and drowned. It couldn't
Yeah.
be something like that, could it?
No, because did I heard this earlier from Viviana, and she said that he was walking with somebody. She left him, and then felt guilty because she left, and that happened to him. So there was no hazing going on whatsoever.
It just, yeah, 68 terabytes. Did y'all know I found a picture that represented 68 terabytes? And it was actually like a 20-story building with a car sitting beside it. And that's how it demonstrated 68 terabytes. And I was like, wow, that's a lot.
She's not going to use all 68 though.
Yes, that was the response for denial on motion to dismiss. And I've got that in my stuff. I had forgot about it.
I thought we were playing a game.
We're doing fact and fiction.
Well, you said the chat was going to get in on it.
Well, they're doing their own thing. They're eating ice cream.
Oh.
Oh
So
my gosh, he subbed with all 11 accounts.
what's the next fact or fiction question?
Yeah, somebody put a fact or fiction. Okay. Um, okay, fact. Fact. The DNA was tested, and the DNA has not been publicly announced of who it belongs to. Fact. Um,
Fact or fiction?
Go ahead.
The Koberger used the shower curtain in commission of the crime or in getting rid of the evidence with it.
Okay, that would be a IMO, in my opinion. So we'll do fact, fiction, and IMO.
Well, I'm still waiting for the chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. I think I have a big old delay. I may have it streaming on about three of them. Yeah, somebody might want to go out and tell me if there's three Ninas out there.
They
I'm going
said
to say fact. Wow. So do y'all think that it was the shower curtain and a bucket? Okay, I'm going to do a fiction. There was no dang cleanup.
fact or fiction. Did y'all notice a little eye motion between Ann Taylor and Judge Judge?
She wanted to ride his Harley.
There was a little flirtation going on there.
Is that fact or fiction? Or
I would
IMO?
say fact. I
Or
think he buried
IMO?
the shower curtain.
Like Israel Keys. Man, I tell you what, Israel Keys is like the king of serial killers. Rondi wants a fact. A fact. That's Koberger's DNA on the sheath. And okay, thank you, Rondi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I've said this on your channel. I think I said it last night. This is the best way I know how to explain it. Single source. Single source. Uno. One. That means that it belongs to one person. One person only touched that sheath. Okay? He did not go to the grocery store and pick up him some Captain Crunch and decide that he wanted some Fruit Loops and put the Captain Crunch back. And Susie Q came and picked up the Captain Crunch and went home and ended up dead with his DNA on the Captain Crunch. That's transfer. What happened what happened was
Honestly,
he bought,
I
he,
don't
he,
think I think fiction. I think the latent print is not going to be Koberger's.
I think the latent print is somebody stepped in some poop or some pee and they cleaned it up
Yeah,
because
I don't.
it doesn't say it's blood, it's just biologic.
I don't believe that the latent print is Koberger's. That is
Oh god.
fiction.
Yeah, well, that is an IMO, I think.
IMO.
Can you prove it?
Yeah,
You can?
it's a size 10. He wears a 13.
Hey, where did you find the damn size?
I heard it.
Did you hear it or did you read it in a document?
I heard it.
Oh shit, then that's an
I
IMO.
seen it. I seen it. No, it was very early on that they were saying it was a size 9 or nine and
Okay,
a half.
well, I heard that somebody parachuted in there too. It doesn't make it a fact.
I mean, I I don't believe it was Koberger's though.
Well, I mean, but the thing about it is, it just says that it was a latent print is from biological material. That could be urine, that could be feces, that could be blood, it could be semen, it could be spit. I mean, so take your
I mean,
pick.
they did have a dog in the house. I mean, what are the odds that
Yeah, I mean, he's a puppy. He could have had an accident.
it was a one-legged man that committed this crime? I've always said that.
Yeah,
Koberger has a Koberger has a removable leg.
they were actually playing one-legged beer pong. Oh, you like that one, huh?
See, that's why I like these late night lives because you just sit there and start laughing at the silliest shit. You know, you just
And let me tell you, and this, oh my gosh, how can Dylan just let Xana lay there covered in all that blood and not know something's wrong? Well, maybe because Xana is a mile down the hallway and it's dark in the house. Xana's laying on a black round rug. Xana has clothes on, I'm going to assume. And Dylan is just wanting to get to the stairs to go downstairs. So she's probably running across the living room, sees Xana out of her peripheral vision, and runs downstairs.
Wouldn't it be easier to see blood on a blonde than a brunette?
Say, what would you
Xana,
consider? What would you consider Xana?
Xana the brunette.
I don't know. I'm a brunette.
She's a brunette. Her hair is not blonde. You wouldn't be
No,
able
it's
to
not
see
blonde,
blood
but
in her hair,
it could be sandy blonde.
but it's dark enough that if there was blood on her,
So, Chat,
it could.
is she a dishwater blonde, a sandy blonde, or a brunette?
She's a brunette. Now, if he went upstairs, if Dylan went upstairs and saw the girls upstairs, you would have seen blood instantly. They're blondes, you know. You would have seen blood everywhere
Right,
because they wouldn't have been laying on a rug.
right. But now you got to consider too that with like say Maddie and Ethan, if they were under the covers, then the covers are going to soak a lot of it up.
Well, yeah.
The mattress is going to soak it up. Okay, she's a brunette.
I mean, also a lot of these stab wounds, the body soaked a lot of the blood up.
Right, exactly.
You know, unless there was a exit wound out the back, and I'm not trying to be morbid here, unless there was that exit wound, the blood would have been coagulating in one portion of in the body, and there wouldn't have been a whole lot of blood.
Okay, so PKC says obviously a slope in that room, so any not under her are still in cavity is going to run that direction, not pool all around her.
I agree
Okay,
with that.
huh?
I agree with that.
I do agree with that too, but that's a rickety house. Just how even do you, I mean, how level do you think those floors were? And if she's on a rug, it's not going to run anywhere.
I got a fact or fiction for y'all.
Okay.
Did Koberger hide the K-bar knife in the air conditioning duct? And at
No,
9 a.m., that's one of the
no,
reasons.
that's where they hid the drugs.
That's one of the reasons that he went back at 9 a.m. to retrieve the K-bar.
No, that's where they hid the drugs. Can anyone explain why it is a problem that the exhibit is not to scale? What are they supposed to do? Bring a house in there? What does that mean? What does scale? What does not to scale? Please explain. Because it's a dollhouse. What are they supposed to bring in there?
They could have built a little replica out front, like, you know.
They could have not tore the real one down.
But then you would have had to go in there, replace all the flooring, all the walls, everything that you tore up.
Okay, so so
We're in a different era. You can see how you
believe
can.
me, with the Pharaoh scans and stuff like that, they're not even going to need the exhibit.
But you could. The other day, I did that live of going in the house. You can literally walk through the damn thing. You know,
Oh wow, we're asking about her hair color, and look what Emily just posted.
That's where Steve G escaped back to his helicopter.
Oh God.
This is a fun chat. I didn't
See?
realize you had. I didn't realize you had such,
Oh yeah. I
vibrance
mean
at
that.
this hour.
Yeah, yeah, and they're really good too. I had like 20 people in here one night, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't keep up with the chat. I hope I don't ever get 25 people in here."
We've been going an hour and 5 minutes already.
I know, and I got so much more.
Well, keep them coming.
Okay,
You're
well I
solid.
do, and then we get sidetracked. Okay, go go. Okay, where's my back chat at? Do I have a back chat?
That house was probably so off plumb, it would be impossible to make it to scale. You're right on that, PKC. Hell, they didn't even die there. Why don't they just go back to Linda Lane in the tunnels and show the tunnels?
Okay, so I put you a message,
I saw
and
that.
okay, so I think I people play other people's videos.
I would say unviable.
No, that's the video that he's got out.
Oh,
And I was going to play it because it's got a lot of the questions that I want to answer.
oh.
But I don't want to come off at I don't want to come off as like trying to call somebody out or trying to disrespect somebody or
He's a fellow TikToker.
yeah, that's right, Bertie. You're a fellow. Oh,
Hey, why don't you just ask him and then, do a second part?
yeah. Okay, so Jeff says I'm still thinking the dramatic shots from inside the 1122 King Road house for the Amazon Prime video were recreated in a
Oh,
studio.
Jesus.
What?
Fiction. Fiction. Let it go, Jeff.
Okay.
Fiction.
Well, I've obviously missed something, Jeff.
He's still talking about when Sonia and I, when we're doing the live and we did she showed the docu-series part, the trailer, and the room, Xana's room, he's saying that they recreated that it wasn't the real room, that the room wasn't set up like that.
Yeah, I think it's a recreation too because I don't know. I don't know how they could have. I mean, me myself, I would think it was a recreation.
But the bed was against the far wall. That's why we were showing it.
Right.
Is because we've always figured that the bed was in the middle of the room.
Okay, so here's my question to close. Demonstrative, is it demonstrative or demonstrative? Because demonstrative sounds like Satan. So that word, like that, are usually to scale. So what is to scale? What's considered to scale? Do 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 do.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking anybody.
Oh, she's meaning like, whenever you demonstrate something, they're usually to scale. So
Okay, but what I'm
they should
asking
have used
what
they
are
should
the
have used
what's the size? I mean, are you talking 12 feet, 4 feet, 7 feet, 6 inches? I
I
mean,
mean, usually they use the original location.
okay, well, I don't think they can build a house, right? So if it's a recreation of the crime scene and the house is torn down, how do you build it to scale?
Mm. I don't really believe that, you can even
Okay,
demonstrate.
I think I
You
have it.
can't demonstrate the sound that were heard inside the house
Right.
because
Okay.
you're going to be using a dollhouse. I mean,
Okay. Here's your fact. To scale is 1 foot in a house is 1 inch on a demonstrative item.
yeah, that's what Phoenix just said. One to
Where
one.
did she say that? I must be behind.
1 to 1 apparently is what AT wants.
Well, dad blame. Thank you, Phoenix. So is it demonstrative or demonstrative?
I would say it's kind of like you go into
Oh.
a manufactured home.
Okay.
They're not up to scale, but you get to see exactly what all is in the home,
Right.
right?
But see, that's what I mean, if you really think about it, these days with the 3D scanning and stuff that they can do, I mean, just put them one of them little, give all of them one of them little, what are they called? The VR camera things that they can put on their heads,
Yeah, virtual
and they can walk
reality.
all through the house.
Yeah. But you're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to hear what Dylan heard.
Well, they're not going to be able to
That's
hear
what's going to
that
be.
inside the house.
Well, you would have been able to hear how sound echoes.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, they could play that video where they were pretending to be each other. You could hear the
Oh man,
echoes.
you ain't kidding.
I mean, a lot of people have always said there's no way that Dylan could have heard Xana crying down the hall. I just asked, how come it always has to be Xana? How come it can't be Ethan?
Well, here's my thing
Tell
is so you're
you,
going to tell me that she can't hear Xana crying down the hall, but we can hear Xana 50 feet away on a camera? Can somebody explain that one to me?
God,
I mean, think about it. I mean, the hall is maybe what, 15? No, it's maybe 30 feet.
10 feet, if that. 10 feet, if that.
I mean, okay, so let's do this right here. I think I talked about this last night. Um, when the DNA samples were not eligible for CODIS, it automatically makes them ineligible for IgG.
False.
No, that's fact. Yeah,
Oh,
it says, okay, yes, they tested them. That's how they know that they're male, which means that they did test them somehow or another. That's what I've always said too. So they didn't run them through CODIS because they didn't qualify to be run through CODIS. To be run through CODIS, the samples cannot be too partial or degraded, and they must be found in a location that indicates the donor was involved in the crime. Out there by the trash cans doesn't count. And nothing happened on the first floor, so that doesn't count. So even if the sample on the glove found outside by the road a week after the murders was complete, it wouldn't qualify for CODIS.
no, it
Okay,
wouldn't.
so then you have, let me get it where I can read it. So they had each lab or whatever has like the CODIS eligibility, I guess, whatever to go through. And it says a home is burglarized. Shoot. Hang on. Okay, so
Chad, thank you so much for being here with us tonight and being so patient and
it
kind.
says, where was the item of evidence located when it was seized? Okay, so let's see, how do you read this thing? What is the crime committed? A crime must have occurred for a profile to be eligible for CODIS. Well, that just seems like common sense. Statements like unfounded or no crime can deem the profile CODIS ineligible. Okay, so a sexual assault is reported. The investigator attempts to contact the victim on multiple occasions for information regarding the crime, but the victim does not respond. With no investigative leads, the investigator closes the case as unfounded. A DNA profile from the sexual assault kit is now CODIS ineligible. Where was the item of evidence located when it was seized? Confirm that the item is reasonably linked to the perpetrator during the commission of the crime. Confirm that the item could not have been left by a victim or an uninvolved individual. Example: a home is burglarized. A cigarette butt is recovered from the grass beneath a broken window of the residence. The investigator notes that the grass is wet, but the cigarette butt appears fresh and dry. The victim confirms that they do not smoke. The DNA profile from the cigarette butt is CODIS eligible. So, and and this is from the CODIS questionnaire or whatever. I mean, it's not something made up or anything like that. It's from CODIS. So for people to think that they just said, oh, well, we've got the sheath, we've got Brian Koberger, and that's who we're running with, and screw all the other DNA samples. We don't care if he had 5 other partners that did it. We've got one and we're happy with that. That's not what happened. So, and then you hear that the sheath was covered in blood and that it was contaminated with all the blood. So there would have been no way that you could have got a viable DNA sample off of that. Okay, I'll give you that. Okay. But they're number 13 in the world, y'all. They
Meaning,
know where to swab.
basically in
They
this,
know where to swab a button.
basically in this case, what she's trying to say is the reason the DNAs weren't tested was because they were too far from the crime scene to make it eligible for CODIS. The glove was out by the curb. The one was found a week later, and the blood on the railing was a the direction that the killer did not take. So, based on you know the process of elimination, you wouldn't test those based on the inability for them to be tied with the person who committed the crime.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry if I have a glove out by the trash cans or a sheath under a dead body. I think I may go with the sheath. So then you get to the whole nefarious thing that they did with that sample. But somehow or another, there's no way that it could have came up Coburger. Do you know why? Do you know why, Gage? Because the
Why?
IgG came back to 4 brothers, right? And that can't be Coburger because they don't have the Coburger name. Really, y'all? Really? That's what you're going to go and you're going to present to the jury is there's something nefarious about the IgG because it came back to four brothers and they weren't Kobergers. Well, maybe the Koberger mama married another name and she took the husband's name and gave up her maiden name, which gave the four sons another name. So they may not be Koberger by name, but they got some Koberger blood in their tree. Right? Guess no, maybe. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, and this is what I literally listened to. I mean, I was like, really? So the four brothers are not Kobergers. So that means that
But you got to repeat it 4 times
they don't
before
listen
you
then.
quit talking. No, you got to repeat it. Now, I want to tell you this, everyone. This is some
We should do
big news right here.
we should do a mock trial.
That'd be cool.
Okay. So then you ready for this one? So you've got the DNA expert that they want to go through the Daubert standard because he did something wrong in 2014. And oh my gosh, the STR, they amplified the STR.
Oh my
They
gosh.
amplified the STR. Do you know that they have solutions? It's called amplification solution.
Hey, if we do a mock trial, Chloe can be Hitler, I can be Bill, you can be
Well,
Anne,
I gotta be Ann. I want
Jeff
to be
can be
Santa.
Jeff can be Koberger.
Okay, so now we've got the DNA expert that the state's going to use that amplified an STR. Now then, are you ready for this? I hear the STR was amplified, and oh my gosh, do you know how many cases the STR was used in? 500,000. You know why? Because that's what the forensic labs use, and that's what they do to get your DNA is an STR. There's nothing nefarious about that. That's the way it's done. Number 13 in the world lab knows how to do it.
You want to be Santa?
I want to be somebody that can just sit up there and say, y'all are goofy. I'll be the dunce hat. That means I'm Koberger then.
Yeah.
I'll wear the dunce hat. Make sure somebody buttons my top button.
Well, we need
Make sure
that.
you button my
Hey,
top
that would
button.
be
Help
fun.
me
That
tie my
would be
shoes.
fun. That would be fun to have all these people on the panel and have one person presiding and we present our case.
Wait a minute. Who in or near has four brothers? Oh, the four brothers. The four brothers is going to be the brothers in Las Vegas. That one of them died, and Koberger didn't even make it to the obituary.
Bullet, you want to be Bicka Barlow?
Bicka Barlow. There's where I was going with
Or
that
you
too.
want to be or you want to be Jennings?
Those amplifying bastards. How dare them? Okay, so in order to take on this DNA expert that amplified and did all this wrong to this STR in these 500,000 cases, then you're going to have somebody that can take on and understand and be able to, discredit the DNA. Bitch, please, they've got a DNA defense attorney. And you're telling me that they need to get an attorney that can take on a DNA expert. So they've got,
Leslie,
I
Leslie,
mean,
whose chat have you been in? You
Hey,
came in mighty sneaky.
she's number 19.
She came in mighty sneaky.
But I mean, think about it. She's sitting there talking about how they need to get Turtle Boy involved and they've got to get this one involved. And then, are you ready for this? They hate Hitler so much that they want T-shirts made with a guillotine on there that says "Off with his head." That's a judge, y'all. I don't think you can legally do that. I mean,
She said, "Sneaky, that's me." We know, Leslie. We know. Where you been?
hey, she'd been over there. Oh,
Your
she did.
curfew was an hour ago. Where have you been?
But do you not think that's a little odd that these people that are speaking all this knowledge of this case and they're sitting there saying that they've got to get people involved that can take on this DNA expert? Did they forget who Becca Barlow is?
Yeah, I think they just put her on there because they like her name.
But I mean, would she not be able to take on a DNA expert?
Of course.
I mean, but no, they got to get another one.
I was looking what bullets put up there. Those are tigers.
I see that. Doc Antle.
They're, they're talking about the Tiger King.
Oh, I don't know anything about him.
He's a character.
Oh, let me show you a picture I found. If it'll upload. Couldn't add image. Please try again.
She says, I've been out hunting for a knife to peel my apple.
Oh, God. Now, see, I don't understand. I have been uploading videos and stuff this whole time, and it has never told me that it wasn't in the right format.
Because this is a JPEG. It
What
has
is?
to be an MP3 or a
Well, I've
WAV
never
file.
had to change it before. I think I'm just not pressing the button right.
Yeah, I like that song. The Tiger song. I haven't seen Cuffy around. Where's she at, Dana?
Who?
Cuffy.
She's on vacation.
Oh. Yeah, whacked him.
What?
Carol Baskins killed her husband, whacked him.
Oh, wow. But yeah, let's see. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her daddy 40 whacks, realized what she had done, gave her mama 41.
So, good morning, all you cool cats and kittens.
Yeah. All right, you do entertainment just for a second.
I don't know how to do. I don't know if I can do that. I'm shy.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I can entertain them. Leslie, what you been up to? How was your week? It is a Is it a straight tequila night, Leslie?
Oh, that would be Jose Silver.
Leslie's been over there underneath the neon moon.
Oh, Lord.
Kind of like a lost and found in a border town. Leslie said it's a tequila night.
Well, hot dog.
She said she's sipping on the Jose Cuervo. You are a friend of mine. I think people drink Patron now. That's what I was gonna say.
Shoot. Jose Silver is the only tequila there is.
I don't. I never liked any of that.
Yeah, but I think everybody does drink Patron now.
I mean, it brought
I,
out the Indian in me. It made me crazy. It brought out the engine in me. You know, I'm half Cherokee,
are you really?
half Apache, half
Okay, that's too many halves. You might want to go back and do math.
Wow,
All
you've
right.
reached 100 messages today with Restream Chat. Way to go.
I sent you some stuff
Me
in Messenger.
in Messenger?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's getting late. I got to watch what I say. Half, half, and half. I'm a third. I'm a third Asian.
Leslie says, "How come you never send me stuff on Messenger?" Because I send you stuff on text, and you say, "I'm at work, Nina. Talk to you later."
Leslie don't work. She just drink tequila at work.
Well, then she's grounded for lying. Then
We need to put Leslie in the corner.
nobody puts Leslie in the corner.
Leslie's been out there on them streets drinking tequila. No telling what bar she's been going into.
Oh Lord,
Hearing all them conspiracy theories.
boy, don't you know it?
A blind man walks into a bar and a table and a chair.
What Lizzie Borden's favorite cut of pork chops? Oh wow!
Stop it.
No, I didn't write that. Phoenix did. Phoenix did that, wouldn't me?
Hold on, that's mine. What the hell am I
You
doing?
get? What do you get when you mix human DNA with goat DNA? Kicked out of a. You're grounded, Jeff.
We need to ground Jeff and Leslie. What the hell?
Leslie
Why
likes
didn't
keg beer.
Why didn't you email these to me?
God, because the email comes back and says it won't go because the file is too big. They're not links; they're screen records. I stole them.
I see that. And you're passing them on to me, so I'm harboring a fugitive right now. Well, it won't let me send it to my email. So how am I going to play it on my messenger? Tell me that.
Look, you told me to send them. I sent them.
Okay.
You figured it out the other day.
I'm tired.
Oh my Lord!
I'm
I
tired.
swear you are a wuss.
I'm tired. I don't know how I ever stayed up past 10 o'clock.
I don't know. You can't hang with late night Nina then.
You know what? I used to stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning, get a couple of hours sleep, get up and be all right.
Leslie says we want to see.
Jeff, you better stay away from my goat.
Do you know
Jeffrey.
what you get when you mix human DNA and goat DNA? Kicked
What?
out of the petting zoo.
Dang. Maybe I can email this. How can I show this?
Leslie says since you got your degree, you become a wuss.
Who said that?
Leslie,
Oh my God.
look, poor Tom.
Get a little
Tom
tequila
tried
in.
to come on.
Hey, get a little,
Tom came on panel last
get,
night, Gage, and had no sound.
Leslie, you get a little tequila in you, you get brave. Go to the corner.
Uh-oh, bullets and bling. I answered above. Probably flew by too quickly. Add, trial, evidence, mock trial. Chloe, let's do a mock trial. I think we should all do a mock trial. Let's do it.
I'm
We'll
down
do
with
it
that.
live. We'll plan it. We'll put it together. A big old production of it.
Okay, I
Okay.
found it. Now, how do I share it on this damn thing?
You go over there, see all the way to the left where it looks like some papers or something, and you go add source or add scene.
Hold
Or
on.
I don't know. 10 feet, she is 10 feet tall and bullet. Bullet, not bullet, bullet.
I bet Leslie gets a mouth on her when she drinks.
Leslie drinking tequila.
I bet she does. I bet she gets a mouth on her when she drinks. Get Billy in all them bar fights.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, I got it. I got it. I got it. Woohoo, look at us go. We are cooking with grease now. Okay, now this, of course, I'd throw that one in there. Um, Dang, how do we blow the thing up? This is okay. This is Evil CJ. So, hello, Evil CJ. He has given me permission to use this stuff. But this is the parking lot directly behind 1122. You can see the deck and everything. Um, can we hear it? That's as loud as it'll go. But anyway,
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
God.
It doesn't. It doesn't have a little volume thing on it.
Yeah, that's as loud as it'll go. CJ's whispering, it sounds like.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's like, imagine being out here. I'll just go ahead. I'll do it for you. So I'm gonna narrate. Uh-oh. So can you? I don't have a pointer or anything, but can you point to the deck? Okay, it went
Hold
away.
on,
What's the next one?
let me reshare. I didn't do all of them, Nina.
Why?
because you're having me download these to my phone and it's taking up my memory.
Okay, well, you can delete them after it's over.
No, I'll email them to myself tomorrow and we can do it again.
So
Hey,
anyway, there's the deck behind the yellow crime scene tape, and I wanted y'all to see that one because you can tell that at nighttime, if somebody was sitting out there, there's no way that they would have known somebody was sitting out back watching them. I am extremely upset that this thing will not let me do this. Why is my phone down to 15%? What the? Wow.
I think that's a cue to go night night for 12.
Oh, that's a cue for your weakling butt. Okay,
Yeah,
y'all,
you
we're gonna put Gage to bed. I'm gonna charge my phone. I'm gonna cuss out Restream, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna share my stuff.
Hey, Chad, thank you so much for allowing me up here on this panel and sharing it with Nina. You guys have been wonderful. Hope to do this again sometime. We do need to do the mock trial, though, Nina.
Yes, I'm being serious about that. I'm being serious.
We do need to assign roles, though. We need to be having people that are going to
Okay,
come up on
everybody in the chat. When I come back, y'all let me know if y'all want to be a character and what character y'all want to be. But you have to be willing to come up on the live. You can't stay in the chat. Leslie says 12
Good
gauge.
night,
Good night.
Leslie. Good night,
Okay,
Leslie. Take a shot at me.
so we're getting rid of Gage, and then I'll be back.
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
All right.